just right off the bat, this is for Klara and the Sun, which again is a book that I've read. It's great. Go read the book. Jenna Ortega is a dubious casting for this character. Let's take a look at the trailer.
Hello, my name is Klara. I'm an artificial friend.
Basically, the concept here, because the trailer doesn't really illustrate this super well, but there's a bunch of these robots, these AI robots that are artificial friends. That's what they're called. And they're sold at these stores that people can just go and window shop. It's a pretty normal thing for people in this science fiction thing. One of the problems, as you'll see as this movie goes on, I'm not necessarily sure this is an objective problem or more of a, my personal interpretation of the book problem. I found this to be a very human and not at all robotic interpretation of the artificial friends who are supposed to be AI robots. So it feels a little weird. Like I wanted them to be a little more stilted and stiff.
Artificial friends aren't as popular as they used to be, but I still firmly believe that all of you older AFs have a fighting chance at finding homes.
Gloria's son, if I do get chosen, how will I know if my person and I are a good match?
Just remember everything you learned, and hopefully they'll come to love you.
So I don't know that this is, it's an okay movie, but this is definitely considered a pretty good movie. So not saying no clanker movie, that's funny. I wouldn't necessarily say the story is pro AI, just for the record. It's a very interesting story about artificial intelligence and human consciousness and sort of comparing and contrasting this artificial fake humanity with real humanity and sort of what it means to be human and actually have a soul and things like that.
She's special.
And she's odd special. 20% off.
Again, I don't know about Jenna Ortega in this role.
It's all perfect until it's not.
Don't put that idea in her head. Just get out there, Fred.
Yeah, again, I don't know. Like, it's just, they're a little too real.
None of you consent.
I think the other problem I have with this casting, and it might not entirely be down to the casting and more how it's being directed and how she's being pushed to portray the character or how she's interpreting the character. It could be the casting, it could be the directing. With this interpretation of Klara, it's a little, and again, this might not be an objective thing. This might be just how I interpreted it when reading the story. I definitely thought character in the book was more solemn almost and serious than this. And again, it could have been reading something into it that wasn't there, but this very much feels like
None of you consent.
I don't know, like she has the sort of, not intelligence, because she definitely didn't she had the intelligence of like a child in a lot of ways in the book, because that's kind of part of the thing, but not so much that as more the personality of a younger child in this. But yeah, in the book, I just thought she was a more serious and like thoughtful character than she's really coming across through the way Jenna Ortega is playing her in this. Like, she just seems a lot more wide-eyed and out of her depth. I don't know. That's not it either, because that wasn't necessarily untrue with the book. I'm struggling to put my finger on what exactly this distinction is, but she seems a lot more helpless and like not really knowing what to do. Whereas in the book, Klara was very determined. She knew what to do. Then there's questions about whether she was right in what she decided to do, but she definitely had this determination. Yeah, innocent maybe, but again, like there is an innocence to her in the book because she's a robot who's only ever known this store and then gets whisked into being a companion for a human in a human life in a human world, and all the complexities that come with that. But so there is an innocence to the character, and there is a sort of unintelligence in a sense of just not knowing things or not understanding how the world works. But this, she just feels kind of like she's lost at sea in this world, as opposed to thinking that she's figured out certain things about how to operate in the world, if that makes sense. She could mature throughout, that's true. Based off of the story, if the film follows the story and some of these shots are from moments in the story that relate to that, some of them are from later, and she still seems to be like that. But you're right.
And I won't hesitate for a second to send you back.
Gloria's son, I'm coming to your house.
Like, this does seem pretty well done.
Be face to face. Okay, thank you. I love you.
But like even that, just like the bubbly, cheerful thing, I don't know. I'm not saying that this wasn't what the author intended. It may well be. It's just one of those things where when you read the book, you have a particular way that you imagine certain things, and when there isn't a description in the book, like thank you, she said in a bubbly manner, you read something else into it based off of other things. And I just never imagined her acting like this, and this sort of like happy-go-lucky I think that's the word I'm looking for. Like happy-go-lucky kind of vibe, as opposed to someone who, yeah, doesn't really understand how humans work, but is taking things seriously, and it takes her responsibilities very seriously. I'm very curious to see this, because again, it's a great book. I have some reservations about it. But again, I'm very happy to be proven wrong about this and have Jenna Ortega come out and do a fantastic performance and be a beautifully constructed movie. That could all very well be the case. I'm not seeing anything in the trailer where it's like necessarily abandoning the heart and soul of it. Although I do suspect it's going to turn the film, or turn the story more into like a feel good story about friendship and family, and less so about the sort of philosophical side of the story, which is more about, humanity and consciousness and things like that. That could just be how the trailer is marketing it, and is trying to attract a crowd that wants to see the family friend, the fun family friendship story, but will still have that underlying element to it. So I have doubts, but I'm very curious, and I definitely want to see it if I can.